Iran rejected a U.S. ceasefire proposal while the Strait of Hormuz stays choked and oil prices climb. Louisiana just suspended its own congressional election mid-vote with 42,000 ballots already cast. And the Senate is about to confirm a new Fed chair in the most partisan vote in committee history. That and more in today's episode of Blasphemy News. Let's get right into it. Let's start in the Persian Gulf. Iran turned down a U.S. ceasefire offer. The Strait of Hormuz is effectively still closed, and oil jumped 3% today. The standoff traces back to February when a U.S.-Israeli airstrike killed Iran's supreme leader, which triggered missile attacks on U.S. ships, drone strikes on Gulf allies, and Iranian forces seizing merchant vessels and mining shipping lanes. Last week, both sides traded strikes. The U.S. called it isolated. Iran called it a ceasefire violation. When a major oil shipping lane is mined and nobody agrees on what the rules are, the people paying for it are you at the pump. In Louisiana, the state legislature has suspended its own congressional primary after 42,000 people had already voted. Republican lawmakers want to redraw maps that could wipe out one or both majority black congressional districts. Hundreds of protesters showed up to the state capitol. A redistricting expert from the Brennan Center said Louisiana wasn't even legally required to stop the election. No court ordered them to. What happens to those 42,000 ballots is unresolved. A Thursday hearing is scheduled. Kevin Warsh is about to become the next Fed chair. The Senate's first procedural vote was tonight, with full confirmation possible by Wednesday, just before Jerome Powell's term expires Friday. The banking committee confirmed him 13-11, straight down party lines. That's never happened before in a Fed chair vote. There was also a DOJ criminal probe into Powell over renovation costs at Fed headquarters, which got tangled up in the confirmation until a federal judge blocked the subpoenas. The Federal Reserve is supposed to be independent. This week made that harder to believe. Senate Democrats forced a sixth war powers vote on Iran, trying to limit the president's authority to expand the conflict. Meanwhile, a fast-tracked immigration bill that can't be filibustered is heading to the Senate floor. And Democrats are targeting a tucked-in provision, $1 million in Secret Service funding tied to Trump's planned private ballroom on the site of the demolished White House East Wing. Finally, the DOJ found UCLA's medical school has been illegally using race on admissions after the Supreme Court banned it, citing internal memos directing staff to prioritize BIPOC applicants. Federal funding is now at risk. That's it for today's episode, and as always, thank you for watching.